I won't do that, Kim, but because we would totally get a strike.
We totally would.
All right. Let me just see if we're showing up. Hey, when do the Video Game Awards happen? They should be happening sometime soon.
12th, I think. I think
All
it's the
right.
12th. So, yeah, sometime this week.
Okay, we're live. Ta-da.
Yeah, and we sound good because I didn't have my Twitch muted and I just heard myself.
Oh, well,
So,
there you go. As
but
long
there
as
we
we
are.
sound good. I do, of course,
Yeah.
have the thanks for watching screen up. I'll change that, which, yeah, that'll help now.
Well, you know.
Okay, I suppose we just get into it. You ready?
Sounds like a plan. Sure.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not missing anything. We're recording.
Yeah.
Set up the restream.
I sent out a thing on Twitter to tell them we were, recording today. So
Robin, is being swept away by monsoon rains.
I know, right? What the hell?
And Mark is buying DLC that he's already bought before.
Oh.
Well, yeah, we'll talk
right.
about that. All right, here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started.
Medic!
I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Overseas Connection podcast. Today is December 8th, 2024. And we are just a mere weeks, days away from Christmas.
Oh,
Am
I
I
know.
ready for that? No. Is anybody ready
No.
for that? I don't think you ever can be. But you know what we are ready for? A fantastic podcast this week. I'm your host, Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. Joining me today from parts of Saskatchewan, Missouri, Kim Woods. Kim, how are you?
Howdy. I'm good. It's not actually too bad here today. Well, it hasn't been bad all weekend. It's actually been kind of warm. So, I'm happy for
especially
that.
since you've been relocated to Saskatchewan. I mean,
I know, right? I should have icicles hanging off my nose by now. So,
I'll try and
maybe
put you
just-
in southern climates in the near future.
all right,
Maybe
I
like
appreciate
Honolulu, Missouri. How does that
that. Hey,
sound?
there we go.
Yeah.
I'd take that any day.
I'll always at least put you in the right state, never the
Yeah.
right town.
Yeah.
You know why, Kim? Because you have like 10 people in your entire little city. I think call it a
I
city.
know.
It's like a township. It's not even a town. It's,
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
yeah. It's a
For-
road stop on the highway. I think that's really what it is.
Pretty much.
Well, hey, if you're new to this podcast, you're thinking I just make fun of people from Missouri. That is part of the podcast. However,
Part of it.
we're a video game podcast. We talk about life. We talk about video games. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We do this every Sunday, 9 p.m. Sorry, check that. 8 p.m. It's going old school there. 8 p.m. in the UK, 12 p.m. in the West Coast, the best coast. 3 p.m. in the East Coast. Who cares? I mean, it's Gary. It's Christopher Matthew. Some other people out there. And then 2 p.m. in the unknown parts of Saskatchewan, Missouri. We are on Discord. We do have Discord. Yeah. It's the future, I've been told. As much
I've yet
as
to see it, but all right.
yeah. We're also on Twitch. We're on YouTube. So look, if you want to watch us live, just tune into one of those channels. We'll be there. If you would prefer, and you're like, you know what, I can't make it live. Unlike Rain God Zippo, who's in here. Look at that.
I know,
right as we start.
on the dot.
I know.
You know.
It's inspiring. But if you can't make it live and you're like, God, you know what? I wish there was another way I could listen to this podcast. Well, you're in luck. We will put out an audio version of the podcast. It'll come out. You can listen to it while you're on the treadmill. If you don't like the treadmill, maybe you like the bike, great. Or if you're old and senile like Robin Tate and you need one of those little pedal things that sits under your desk that really does nothing, but they say, hey, it's good for old people. You can use that. I think we've covered everything important outside of birthdays. Kim, we do have birthdays to discuss.
We do.
Thank God somebody's paying attention to the birthdays because it's not me.
Well, try.
Yes. So John Wilson, also known as the biggest tease in the world.
I know,
John,
right?
yeah, December 10th is having a birthday. John, I was going to be nice to you, but since you have gone dark on us after promising you want to come back to podcasting, yes, I'm just calling you out, John. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Therefore, you will be deemed 86 years old,
Boy.
turning 87. Jason Johnson, also having a birthday. I love Jason. December 12th. Jason, you're welcome. 30. That's a good number.
Hey, there you
30
go.
is a great number.
Yeah.
And then Xavier Martinez Facio. That's a mouthful name for the record, Xavier.
We
But
just call him X.
just call him X.
Just call him X.
All right.
Yeah.
Xavier, though, that's a good name. It's a solid name. You don't hear Xaviers a lot. Anyway, December 13th. So happy birthday to
Yeah.
you. I will deem you, we'll go borderline midlife crisis 44. And there you go. Happy birthday to all three of you. And if I've missed your birthday and you're having a birthday, we're sorry. We don't really care that much, but we're sorry. There you go. All right, Kim,
Yes,
you know what time it is.
I do.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
So this is going to be one of those podcasts, Kim. There's not a lot happening in the video game world.
Right.
There is a lot of stuff happening in life, although surprisingly, not a lot happening in my life.
mine
Outside of a
either.
couple key things. We'll talk about
Right.
that. We're going to talk about, I think, my favorite thing out of everything on your list of things. Sprayapalooza. Let's talk about it.
Spable. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going well. I am Thursday, which is technically why I missed Halo Wednesday. Sorry. I had to get the cat carrier fixed because it had a corner kind of cracked and I didn't want my cat escaping and like not finding her. Yeah, because there's a horror story to that. It actually happened at my vet clinic. Some lady was leaving with her cat. They didn't have the front door properly shut or it was broken or something, and the cat escaped and she never found it. So yeah. She came back for like weeks
Now,
and weeks
okay,
and weeks.
let's
and never found
analyze
it,
the story
so.
though, Kim. Was this a horror story or was this a great escape story?
Well, I don't know. It could have been, but for
I
me,
mean,
that'd
maybe
be a
the
horror
cat's better
story,
off having
'cause-
escaped.
Well, maybe. I
mean,
don't know, but I mean,
It
you know, if
loved
it'd
its
been
owner
my
enough,
cat,
you'd think it would have come
Right.
back.
well, you'd have thought because like apparently this woman came back for like a month and never found it. So
Yeah.
I didn't want that happening to me, so I had to fix the cat carrier. But anyway, they were dropped off. Ghost and Thelma were the two cats that were dropped off. And they were spayed on Thursday, and as of right, I got them back Friday because I have to stay overnight. And they're out in my mudroom resting comfortably. Thelma's about ready to lose her mind because she does not like to be trapped. I mean, she's not like flipping out and getting mean or anything, but she sits there
Right.
and she meows and she paws at the cage, like we're keeping her in San Quentin or something. But they're doing fine. I figure I'll keep them in there for about a week for their incisions to heal because I don't want anything to happen and that come open and then we got bigger problems. So yeah, it's going well. So we'll see next month. I mean, assuming my finances will let me afford it because it's about $150 a pop. Because unfortunately,
Weren't you getting a group discount rate? I thought this was negotiated.
Well, I am, but I think it's got. I've got to bring in so many to earn it, which for me is going to be easy. So, but for the first like couple or so, I think I've got to pay the full price.
Okay.
Well, I guess
If
I
you
can
need
say I
somebody to
did-
negotiate this, Kim, let us know.
Will
We'll
do.
send
I
Robin.
might have to start I might have to start a go. I keep teasing about this, but I might have to start a GoFundMe just so I can afford it all. But
Kim's OnlyFans
anyway.
page coming soon.
So yeah. So hopefully next month I
You
can
know what,
either
Kim?
take-
Seriously, you could promise to show pussy and just put a cat up every time.
There you go. Every time. Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be a different one every time. Or maybe a new one every time.
Kim was OnlyFans assorted pussy. Oh,
dear
sorry,
God,
people.
it's
Yes, we
spiral out of
have.
control.
We just gone right down into the gutter, like from the
Right.
get-go.
So
You're welcome.
yeah. So next month, hopefully, I can take either 2 or 3 more down and get them fixed. With the goal being by at least March or maybe April, I should have them all fixed. So hopefully,
Okay.
we'll see. Of course, then I can start on the second round, which would be the kittens that I had this year. But there's not as many of those, so it won't take as long. So
Okay.
hopefully,
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Spayapalooza.
it does sound like it's going well. That's a positive
started.
thing.
Yeah. So far.
Kim, the
Mhm.
TV is finally up.
I saw. Oh,
Yeah. In fact, you
congratulations.
see
Do
the
you
old
like it?
TV sitting behind me right now.
Right.
So
Yep.
that's the old 65-inch.
And
Put
that
up
one's going outside, right?
That will be going out into the backyard patio. Yes, we'll be mounting that on
Gotcha.
the wall. So originally I got a company quoting me. They were expensive, not gonna lie,
Oh, I'll bet.
but they were included the mount, which those
Right.
go for 100-ish, but they still were gonna charge me like
Mounting is
$500.
important.
So I just was talking to my neighbor. He had a guy. It's always I know a guy, which cracks me up, but
Right.
knows a guy, does it on the side, and it was basically like $200, and I'm like, done.
Right.
Give me his number. But yeah, so ideally, sometime probably after Christmas, my guess. I'm not going to try and do it like right now, but in January we'll have the mount put up, get the other TV out there, and then I'll be done with everything. Now, the new TV, there were some complications. There were some challenges. So, two things.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, the first one was a quasi major challenge in that I initially, took the mounting brackets off the old TV, and so I did a flat wall mount just because of the room the TV's in. It doesn't need to be on a swivel. It doesn't need to move up and down. It goes right up over the fireplace. And long ago, it was decided there needed to be enough room between the fireplace mantle and the bottom of the TV that things could be put on there, because my wife does like to decorate for Christmas, that kind of thing. So I'm like, okay. So I'd set that all up with the old TV, and the mount I bought was capable of going up to basically, I think it was a 98-inch screen. So it could hold up to 132 pounds. So it was more than enough for the new TV.
Cat fight. Hold on.
Oh, all right. Well, I will entertain all.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
I get the new TV brackets on, and I'm like, okay, so the brackets are on the TV. Go to hang it, and it's looking really high. And my wife's like, that's going to be too high. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, so I bring it back down, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, there's not a lot. So one of the things about mounting brackets for these wall mounts is that the way they get designed, they have a bunch of different holes that you can adjust kind of where the mounting brackets sit on the back of the TV. And, the back of the TV has 4 screw holes. It's called a VESA, I believe, a VESA design. But anyway, it mounts in, but you can adjust the brackets up or down. If you adjust the brackets up, the TV is going to sit higher up. If you adjust the brackets down, or sorry, the reverse. If you adjust the brackets down, it'll sit higher up. If you adjust them higher up, it goes down. I was already almost at the limit of how far I could bring the TV down on the brackets. So I adjusted it. I took the brackets off, put them down as far as I could go, which was about, I don't know, 1.5 inch difference. Not a massive difference. It is what it is right now. I still feel like it's probably a little bit too high. So I may end up getting a new wall mounting bracket for the TV and swap that all out. For now, though, we're good. It went up. Get it in place, connect everything up. And then I realized the other challenge, the other problem. So the way I have my home theater system set up, it sits in a cabinet off to the left, and then through the wall, there's actually a plumbed PVC pipe that goes up and over to kind of around the fireplace and allows a cable to be fed through it to the back of the TV up on the wall. So it's nice and clean. And that's where I have my HDMI cable coming through.
Right.
Well, my old TV, the Samsung TV, in fact, you can see right up here, there's this black box up there. That's called a Smart Hub. And so that sits on the back of the TV, and you can take your HDMI plug, you plug it in, and then from there, it operates into the TV. And the way I had the old setup was I had a Fire Stick that was connected to my home theater system on one of the inputs. And then I had the Xbox on a different input, and then they all fed into a monitor out that would go out to the TV. And so the audio all ran through the home theater system, and the TV video capture was there. The monitor out is eARC, which is a good thing.
Right.
But I realized my TV actually has Amazon Fire built into it.
Right.
So I no longer need the Amazon Fire Stick. But then my question was, well, what input gets assigned to the TV going into the home theater system? Because I did hook the HDMI up to the ARC on the TV. So it was ARC to ARC.
Right.
Which should mean it'll go back and forth. It can push signals or receive signals, both audio and video. Long story short, at first it wasn't working properly. And then I realized because I had basically disabled all of the other input options, and I needed to actually turn back on the input ARC for the home theater system. Once I did that, the audio began working fine. This happened about midnight last night because I was bound and determined to figure this out. I couldn't figure it out for quite a while. And I was really dreading the fact that I was going to have to try and rerun another HDMI cable in through that plumbing. And I say dreading because I would have had to take the whole TV off and down because it was perfectly square in the middle back of the TV. So getting back up into that, it was like, I don't want to do that. But anyway, it all works perfectly fine now.
Well, good.
So yeah, excited. So 75-inch TV is up over the fireplace mantle. And it's funny because they're both 4K TVs, but this is like one of the more first generation 4K TVs. And so a couple of things I noticed real quickly was one, this has a much shinier screen to it. And so it picks reflections up a lot when like the TV's off, that kind of thing, versus the new TV. It has a more of a matte type of finish to the screen, which is nice. And just the picture, this is a QLED versus just, this is a, traditional LED TV from back in the day. And so it's just a more vibrant colors, just crisper. So I'm happy.
Well, good.
And happier because I only paid $600 for the TV. So there's that.
Right.
Black Friday special. So yeah, that was my TV. My TV. It's kind of what I kept saying to myself, by the way, as I was hanging this thing up. Kim, talk to me about Transformers 1.
All right. We had Tony and Owen last night, and Owen is a big Transformers kid. So I noticed that I guess you'd say the latest Transformers movie, which is a cartoon, but it's really good, was on Paramount Plus. I have Paramount Plus, and I looked at Owen, and I kind of want to watch it too, because I like Transformers. Even some of the ones that are a little far-fetched, I still like Transformers. I don't know why. Anyway, it was on there, and I asked Owen, I said, have you seen it yet? And he's like, no, I haven't seen it. And then he proceeds to tell me that he said he watched it like yesterday or something, and I'm like, don't know if the kid's telling me the truth or not, but we're gonna watch it again. So anyway, we turned it on and watched it, and it's really good. Okay. So it kind of gives you the origins of who Optimus Prime was before he was Optimus Prime. Same thing with Megatron. It tells you the little story about what he was before he was Megatron and that sort of thing. So it's really neat. I liked it. As a matter of fact, Owen loved it so much he wanted to watch it right after it was over. So. But we didn't. I said, well, let's watch Looney Tunes instead. So that's what we did. But no, it's on Paramount Plus. So if you've got Paramount Plus, go for it. If you like Transformers, I think you'll really enjoy it. I did. So
yeah, I've come to the conclusion, by the way, I pay for a lot of subscriptions I don't use. I do have Paramount Plus. And the funny thing is, I'm like, oh, but football's coming. So I'm not canceling it because I know there's going to be games on the freaking channel. So anyway, I will watch
I'm right
this.
there with you.
I was curious.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Thor actually does the voice for Optimus Prime.
Oh, no, I understand why you did this. Okay.
But you know what? At first, I didn't. If you didn't know it was him, you might not guess because it didn't sound like Thor. So it was totally somebody else. It sounded like so.
By the way, I believe it is Chris Hemsworth. He's not technically named Thor.
But yes, he is Chris Hemsworth. But we all know what I'm talking about when I say Thor. So but no, it's really good. I enjoyed it. So
I think
Scarlett
you should adopt the
Johansson
name.
is
I'm
in
just
it,
going to
if
run
you're-
with this, by the way, Kim, real fast.
Okay.
Mr. Hemsworth, thank you for joining. No, it's Thor.
It's Thor. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
I watched a new movie. Go figure. It wasn't Gunsmoke for the 394th time.
Don't
So,
knock
no.
Gunsmoke, okay? Don't speak
I
badly
know.
of Gunsmoke. Come
Hey,
on.
I like Gunsmoke. Don't get me wrong. I probably watched all 27 seasons of it or whatever. So
I think the Western I have watched the most,
Mhm.
and this just made me think of Gunsmoke, is the Magnificent Seven. I was going to say the Dirty Dozen. It's the Magnificent Seven.
Right?
Both the
Yep.
new version and the old version. The old version
Yeah.
I've seen a gazillion times, and I
Oh, I
keep
know, right?
watching it because I
Yep.
love that.
Yep.
But then I also liked the new version. I didn't hate it, so I'm like,
Right?
you know
Same
what?
here. Now, have you watched all the little sequels that they had after the original Magnificent Seven, like Magnificent Seven Ride? And,
No.
'cause, they,
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure I did, but I have not. They don't come on rerun nearly as much as
Right.
the Magnificent Seven.
Right. Yeah, I've
Maybe I-
watched all those too because I have a father who loves westerns, and growing up, he loved John Wayne, and of course, so growing up, guess who else got to watch westerns and grew to like John Wayne and all that? So,
Speaking
That
of
was the thing.
westerns that I loved,
right,
Unforgiven,
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood.
of
So
course.
here's my question on that:
All right.
Is he a ghost?
I kind of wondered the same thing.
Because at the
know.
very end of the movie, if you ever
Uh-huh.
haven't seen Unforgiven and you plan to see it, well, come on, it's been like 20 years. But the end of Unforgiven, he just fades away. It's not like they see him riding off into the sunset. I mean, he is kind of doing a little bit of that, but the way they he mists away and suddenly he's just gone. And they make it very, I don't want to say spiritual, but in some respects, yeah.
Mhm.
So,
They kind of leave it open ended. So does he go back to his kids, or because kind of the way he made it, sound dropped his kids off that maybe he wouldn't be coming back. So it kind of makes you wonder: did he make it back to his kids, or did he just? It was like Shane. Did he just ride off and die under a tree somewhere?
was
or
he even? Was he an angel sent down? I mean,
Right.
so that because there is this weird underlying kind of element to his character, and I forgot the name of his character in the movie, but I mean, he does have this kind of otherworldly presence often in a lot of the kind of the battles and things that take place within the movie. So anyway, it's a great movie, and it has that just really kind of weird twist to the end of it where you're just like, so did he ride off into the sunset, or did he just kind of disappear into the sunset?
Right.
Anyway, Kim, I would like to talk to you about my balls.
Okay.
Here we go.
About time.
I am going to divulge, Kim,
Uh-huh.
my secret meatball recipe.
Oh, all right.
Now this is like bona fide hit. You're having a little get together, people are coming over, or you're supposed to bring something. Here's what you do. And it's actually super easy. So get some pre-made meatballs. I typically will go to Costco, get their big bag of Italian meatballs, and you need a crock pot. Throw the meatballs into the crock pot.
Okay.
You're then going to separately, you got to blend this up, but you're going to take Bullseye barbecue sauce. You're going to take basically about a stick of butter and create a garlic butter. So garlic salt into the butter, melt that up, pour that into the barbecue sauce in a container. You're going to add in, I'd say like a quarter cup of grape jelly.
Right.
And then to taste, because some people don't like spicy, some people do like spicy, but I add cayenne pepper.
Nice.
Blend that all up. It'll have a really kind of rich flavor to it. And then you take pineapples. So I like to get the chunk pineapples, the Dole chunk pineapples. You drain out the juice, keep it on the side. You can have cocktails later. You dump pineapple chunks with the meatballs, cover it up with the barbecue sauce, let it cook, slow cook it, 4 hours ish. Should be piping hot by the time you're ready, and they are awesome. Just I will toot my own horn. In fact, when I bring them to parties, I'm like, I really hope people don't eat all of them.
I know that feeling.
I want to take some
I've
back
done
home
that.
with me.
Right. I hope there's leftovers.
So yeah. By the way, shout out to Boomer. Shout out to Batch Gaming. Shout out, of course, we already said Rain God Zippo because he was there, like at the bell.
Right.
Everybody in the chat having fun. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Just reading some of the chat. Batch Gaming definitely hope Francis is better. Or fiance. I cannot read this for the save my life.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Fiance.
Close. Francis, fiance. That's him.
Well, it's the difference between reading an R and an I.
Yeah.
It's really what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I? Man, my balls.
Your
Kim,
balls.
they're tasty. They're tasty. And they're not sweaty. They're not sweaty balls, Kim.
Thank God for that.
These are nice and tangy. Hey, December is going by too fast. We had a little Christmas party yesterday for our court. I'm not used to being part of a court, by the way. So
Feel like you should be wearing a wig and a robe or something.
well, yeah, okay, not that kind of court. Cul-de-sac court. You can call it a number. I don't know what they call it in the UK. That's a good question. What do they call when you live in a small cul-de-sac area? I mean, I don't know what do you call it? I mean, other than I call it a court, cul-de-sac. Anyway, there's about 6 houses all in our little roundabout area, and so we all got together last night. Had a bunch of different cocktails, which, by the way, I was in charge of cocktails, so I'll tell you a couple great cocktail ideas as well. So we brought cocktails and balls. What more do you want?
Got me.
Spiced apple cider.
Oh, nice.
And spice is in spiked apple cider. Always a good call.
Of course.
So apple cider, spiced rum, a couple cinnamon sticks into basically like a coffee brew to get it nice and hot. Perfect. Then we called this the Grinch's it was the Grinch's something. The Grinch's Delight. And it was basically a Midori margarita. So, the easy way of making it, straightforward margarita drink. I like to add a little orange juice to my margaritas, by the way. And I won't use triple sec is like, I have a love-hate relationship with triple sec. I feel like it doesn't necessarily add much to a cocktail, so I like to often use orange juice instead. But so triple sec, vodka or tequila, excuse me, sweet and sour, a little bit of orange juice, and then Midori liqueur. Get it nice and green, not dark green, mind you. That would be a bit much, but just a grinchy green. And then the other one we did was what we called Santa's Kiss or Christmas Kiss, but it was cranberry lime vodka, cranberry juice, and triple sec. And it's supposed to be more like a martini. Right. But I added a bit more cranberry juice to kind of, I did not want all of our neighbors getting hammered.
Right.
So I added a little more cranberry juice than normal. But it actually made for a really pleasant cocktail they were all hits. So there you go. Some awesome ideas again for Christmas drinks. You're welcome.
I always need those. Other than just the plain ass bottle of Jack right there.
See, I get you drunk and you can have my balls.
Hey, who can ask for more?
But yeah, Christmas. So are you done with your Christmas shopping?
I am not, and the reason I thought this is because the 21st, I'm supposed to go to my brother's house for Christmas, and I have not bought his kids anything yet for Christmas. So I'm going to need to get on that this week. So, because the 21st is not that far away.
I heard Cole is popular.
Right?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he got a hold of me the other day about a Switch game, Super Mario Odyssey, which is what I was going to get them for Christmas. So now I have to find something else. Oh, yeah. So, I'll have to find something else's because there's 2 of them. So, and I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to get Tony and Owen something because, that is our family Christmas. So, yeah, I've got to buy my nephews Christmas gifts stat. So.
Yeah, the nice thing about getting older, outside of your days being limited, is the fact that you don't necessarily buy Christmas gifts anymore for family members. So
right.
I don't exchange gifts with my sisters. Don't really do it with my parents, on either side of the family. It's more just about spending time together. during the holidays.
Right.
Obviously, the kiddos still get gifts, but now that my niece and nephew are also older, they're cut off. I don't get them gifts
Right.
anymore either. They're having kids of their own. At this point, I think it's safe. I don't need to buy a Barbie
Yeah,
doll
yeah,
for her
yeah,
anymore.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I mean, for a while there, we exchanged gifts, and that got a little expensive because not only do you buy it for your, my siblings, but their their wives and their kids, and they're my sister and her kids and her boyfriend. And finally, after a while, I'm like, you know what? It's getting a little tight on my pocketbook. And then we did like draw names thing for a while, and that worked for a little bit. And but then we got lazy, and I forgot to draw names. So then everybody's like, well, who do I have for Christmas? And I'm like, use the same list as last year. I don't care. So finally now it's just kind of like we get something for dad, and then we get something for the nephews, and that's about it.
Yeah, I probably need to buy my mom some new slippers. That's like her
Right.
thing. She loves
Mhm.
slippers at Christmas time, so that
Well,
that might
good.
be a gift.
There you-
I actually
there
have to
you
go pick her up on the 20th,
Mhm.
bring her down here. And this is just kind of one of those like life things, but so her condo where she lives, it's small. And
Mhm.
so Colin, he just needs more space. So it's kind of a dangerous environment for him. So we're just we can't really go up there anymore with him.
Right.
So I'm gonna go get her, bring her down. But of course, she has a cat, and so she doesn't want to leave it more than a couple days. And I'm like, honestly, Mom, it'll live. It'll
be all
fine."
right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll come down. I'll go back up on Sunday. So likely I will not be on the podcast for the weekend of the 20th. Just as an FYI.
Okay. Right.
I will be driving through the mountains of the Sierra. Hopefully it
Oh,
does
boy.
not snow in, and my own version of the Donner Party.
Right.
I mean, if I had to,
Well,
mom
you-
would
you could-
feed me for weeks.
Eat your own balls, I guess.
No, tempting, but I could bring balls. I could
Yeah,
bring
there you
balls
go.
on the trip.
You could bring balls, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, and so obviously Christmas time, we usually take a weekend off here or there.
Right.
That might be the weekend we do. I'm just saying, the weekend
All
before
right,
Christmas, because Christmas falls. By the way, hate it, middle of the week.
I know, right?
Well, I especially hate it because my work is like, oh, you get Christmas Day off. I'm like, really, you fuckers? I'm like,
Right.
Nobody's gonna be at work the day after Christmas. Nobody's gonna be
Right.
there for that Friday after Christmas. They're all gonna take their freaking week off. But no.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the New Year's is right around the corner.
I
So
know.
we're all gonna, yeah.
Well, New Year's, what is that? New Year's, what does that fall on? It falls, I think, it's a Wednesday also.
Yeah.
Tuesday evening, Wednesday day is New Year's Day. So that is just going to suck. The last 2 weeks, or the last week of December into the first week of January, work-wise, I should say,
Right.
it's just going to suck. Anyway, all right, my rant's
Yeah.
over.
It's okay.
I
Feel better?
think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Good. Yeah.
I've educated people too. I
You
educated
have.
them on my balls. Got a couple
Patch is
cocktails to
super
make it
excited
easier to
about
take
that
my
one.
balls. I'm just saying.
All right.
All right, we're gonna play some games, Kim.
Alrighty.
As in,
All right, now everybody get settled. Get away from the windows. Now look, good. It's time for the quiz. Yeah, you know what? Oh, too bad. Tough.
yeah. See, you thought you were getting away with not having a quiz. Nope.
Ah.
Here we go. Metacritic
Okay.
Madness. Strap in, people. We've got 3 in the chat. Batch, Rain God Zippo, and Boomer. Almost
Yes.
forgot about Boomer. Couldn't remember
How
his
could you
name.
forget about Boomer?
I'm getting old, Kim. Getting old.
All the
Much
talk
like
about your
our
balls.
much like our current president, who's just missing in action. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but I mean, anyway. So here we go, Kim.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking you in the Wayback Machine. Strap in, get ready. You are landed back in 2006.
Oh wow.
Yes. 2006, Kim. It was a fine time for video games. And 3 video games came out that year. And we will talk
Just
about all
3?
3. Just 3. No more.
Just 3.
Just 3.
All right.
And these are all very different games.
Alrighty.
We have one PC game, we have one PS3 game, and we have one 360 game.
All right.
So we will start with the PS3.
All right.
Actually, it was the PS3. I had a split second. Resistance Fall of Man, Kim. Resistance Fall of
okay.
Man. And
Yep.
I'm like, it didn't come out on the PS2 either. It was just PS3. Came out by some accounts. It was supposed to be a Halo beater.
Ah.
The Sony fanboys at the time were chanting Resistance Fall of Man will be the next Halo. That, of course, was always the case because Killzone didn't do it. Resistance, this time it's going to happen. Now, it didn't happen, but still, a lot of people very positive. Some people not so positive. So where do you think Resistance Fall of Man fell within the media perception and its score?
Yeah,
And
I don't
please,
think I've ever
those
played
in the
this one,
chat,
so
we welcome your participation. This is where you earn
Indeed.
your bonus bucks.
right.
By the way, your bonus bucks will be redeemable after the show for nothing.
All right. I don't think I ever played this game. Did you?
I ironically did. And it was because it was not my PS3, it was somebody else's, but I did play Resistance Fall of Man.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go 84.
Kim coming in with an 84. I think that seems reasonable.
Because I mean, given that we haven't ever heard of another Resistance game since then, I don't think it scored that
I
highly.
feel you were looking on Rain God Zippo's paper. He said 84 as well.
Sure.
Kim, there's no cheating in this game.
Oh,
I may have to dock you. Just saying.
Although I bet you if I pull up the timestamps, I'll bet it'll be after I said mine.
If only we had timestamps, Kim. If only.
We do on Twitch.
Damn it. All right. I'm just looking to see. Well, they might come in because again, this is all delayed, and I know it's difficult to type 2 digits into the chat.
Well, yeah, there is like a 15 second delay or something
There's
on the
easily
Twitch
a
stream.
15-second delay, and
Yeah.
that's all the more reason why. Kim, it was a solid guess.
Right.
It's a solid guess because it was actually 86.
Oh, well, there we go.
So I award you 1 kudo point, and Rain God Zippo gets double kudo points because I feel like he was first. I heard your score. You told me your score, but then I looked down and I saw it was already there. I'm just saying.
Oh, and apparently we're wrong. Apparently there were 2 other Resistance games. I guess I didn't pay attention. I don't know. That was the only one I've ever heard of, I think.
There were actually 2 other Resistance games. I think one was a PSP game, and then there was one sequel to Resistance Fall of Man.
I stand corrected.
Yeah. Okay. So Kim, you're 2 point difference right now, and Rain God Zippo's up on 2 kudo points. Remember, be sure to cash this in at the end of the show.
God. Yep.
Here we go. Next game, Kim. We're gonna go to PC.
Oh, all right.
PC.
Yeah.
One of my favorite genre type games.
Alrighty.
Squad-based RTS games.
Sure.
Company of Heroes launched on PC, Kim.
Yep.
Now, here's the question, Kim. And I know you're not a big RTS person. You're not a tactics person either, per se.
No,
it's not a strike on you. I'm not trying to...
I just don't feel like I'm smart enough. So.
See, okay, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to go there. I feel you are smart enough, Kim. You got to have that self-confidence. You can do it.
I know. All right.
But
I did play Banner Saga, and it was kind of that way. So.
similar yet different.
Yes.
So, Company of Heroes on PC. What do you think that got from Metacritic?
88.
88.
I don't know why that score is higher than Resistance Fall of Man, but for some odd reason, I feel like it should.
That's interesting. It's interesting.
I know.
I'm allowing a little bit more delay here for the participants.
Gotcha. Yeah, you
I want
should.
to make sure Rain God Zippo gets his additional kudo
I mean,
points if he needs them.
They're nice people. So, I mean, they showed up to
They are nice people on paper.
more than some people. All right.
All right.
Mhm.
We're going to move forward with this, Kim.
Okay. Okay.
93.
Holy moly.
93 on Metacritic. Yes, it was really well received. It was the first
It
of
really
its.
was.
And Rain God Zippo, well, yeah, you see, you were sticking that 80s range. You should have set your sights higher. Set your sights higher. But you still get a kudo point. Again, redeemable for nothing afterwards. And last but not least, Kim.
Right.
We're going to go to the Xbox 360 now.
All right. My territory.
NBA Live 07.
Oof. Except I didn't do that one.
So NBA
Alrighty.
Live 07. And this was, I believe, 2K, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Right.
So what did was it? It might have been EA. Don't quote me on that one. Either way,
All right,
NBA Live 07. If I had really thought about it, I would have looked it up. What
Yeah,
did it
but-
get
right.
on Metacritic, Kim?
Sports game. I'm gonna say 83.
83. Again, you've just been like in a pocket with the 80s, and I feel like it's a safe zone for you.
Stuck
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Yep,
Yep.
stuck in the 80s. Rain God Zippo with a 78. He thought, you know what, maybe this game is a little bit not as good as we all think.
Right.
And he was kind of on the right track, Kim. Not as good as we all think is actually too kind.
Oh.
59
Holy
on
crap.
Metacritic. Yes, this was this submarined the franchise for a little bit. It did not do well.
No, not at all. Holy
yeah.
cow.
So yeah, Metacritic was not
Womp
kind.
womp.
It was a little kinder on other platforms. It was like in the 60s,
Right.
but I think this was one of those first kind of backlash on not doing enough to make it feel different and updated.
Right. Although now they do that all the time because, I mean, when was the last time you played a FIFA game that was any different from the last FIFA game?
Well, actually, they don't call it FIFA anymore, so a little bit different.
That's true. yeah. Yeah, right.
Well, Kim, you
wow.
won by virtue of Robin being in a downpour. By the way, what is the deal? So, our UK friends, let me just
Right.
throw this out there real fast. UK friends that are in the chat listening, well, obviously, if you're listening, you're not going to be able to tell me. But if you're in the chat, so this big storm, it has a name, I think. Start with a D or something.
Yeah, Dara.
Say it again, please.
Dara.
Dara.
Dara,
One,
yeah.
that's a dumb name. Two, is it really that bad? I'm just curious.
I did some looking it up after Robin
Okay.
made his WhatsApp this morning, and it sounds like it's been pretty bad. So
All right. Okay.
yeah,
Dara. I don't know.
at least I assume it was Dara. That's how I'm pronouncing it anyway. So if it's wrong, let us know.
All right.
So-
And by the way, Rain God Zippo is the Shat winner by virtue of 1, he got all of the kudo points, and 2, nobody else participated. Jerks.
But
So
Blackers.
he gets
Anyway.
he gets the participation trophy and the awards, again, collectible after the show. Talk to Kim.
okay.
Okay. Now we'll talk about actual games, Kim.
All right.
Today I feel like playing computer games. Today I feel like playing computer games.
So Kim, we do get to talk about something this week.
all
We
right.
can talk about the games that are coming for the services that we pay for get for free, because I don't think we talked
Okay.
about that last week.
No, because I haven't updated them yet, but I've
Yeah.
updated them this week. So
Slacker.
I
And thank God we get to talk about these, because honestly, the gaming week has been a bit hit and miss.
yeah.
But we'll talk
It
about
is.
that. We'll talk about that too, because I
Alright.
do have at least one story to talk about.
All right.
All right.
Well, one's
Inform
better
me,
than
Kim.
none. Alrighty, for your PlayStation Plus games for December, we have for the PS4 and PS5, It Takes Two, which apparently is a very good co-op game. I have yet to play it, but I've heard it's very good. Pete enjoyed it, so that should tell you all you know right there. Aliens: Dark Descent for the PS4 and PS5, and Temtem for the PS5. So that's your PlayStation games for this month. I have to remember. I don't know if I picked up the PlayStation games for last month. I think I picked up 1 or 2. I can't remember. For Game Pass for this month, and this is probably only a partial list because they like to throw, mystery games out there that nobody knew was coming. So this is what I've got so far. We have Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. That was out on the 4th. Overthrown, it's in game preview. That's out on the 5th, or I guess it's past the 5th, so it's out. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I'm sure a lot of people are excited for. That was out December 9th. Unless you've bought it, and then it's been out earlier than that. I think
Right.
it was out last week. So Wild Frost is out December 10th. Hunt Showdown, which is another one that was a surprise. It's out December 12th. Scrolling down. For the King 2 is also out December 12th. So there you go. And now leaving on December 15th, Amnesia: The Bunker, Forager, Forza Horizon 4, Rainbow Billy: The Curse of the Leviathan, Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I think I've bought. I'm sure I have. 10 Hearts, and which was one I tried to play, and I don't know, I just couldn't get along with it. And then we have The Quarry. So those will all be leaving on the 15th. And then on the 31st, that'll be leaving. We have Blaze Blue, Cross Tag Battle, Close to the Sun, Humankind, Lego 2K Drive, McPixel 3. That one almost took a weird turn. And this one makes me sad, so I'm going to have to buy it. Party Animals. So I'm going to have to buy that one for me and Anthony. So, yeah. But apparently when Party Animals is getting ready to go off Game Pass, they're going to offer it to the Game Pass players for like half off or something. So that was nice. Your Prime games for December so far are The Outer Worlds, Spelunky, Space, I can't talk today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Space Hulk, Death Ring, I apparently do. Enhanced Edition, Warhammer 4000 Space Marine. This is the first one. I highly recommend it. I'm still playing it, to be fair. Warhammer 4000 Dawn of War, Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. I think I've got that one. Neverwinter Nights Enhanced. There's a lot of enhanced editions today. Baldur's Gate, the Enhanced Edition. Necromunda, Hired Gun. I have to get that one too, I think. Warhammer 4000, Dawn of War 2. A lot of Warhammer this month. So, Epic Games right now till the 12th. We have Bus Simulator 21. Oh boy. Bus Simulator 21 Next Stop. Sorry, I thought that was another game, but yeah. Anyway. Oh boy. Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga. Yeah, you know how I feel about my simulator games. Anyway, those are your Epic Games for the rest of the week. Mm-hmm.
If I could just be a bus driver. That actually, I think would be a fun retirement job, to be honest. Be a bus driver
well,
for
maybe.
like a school. But then again,
yes.
See, it'd have to be for the little kids because honestly, if it was the big kids, you get the mouthy ones, you get the bullshit that happens, and then I'd be the guy on news, bus driver assault student. There was one I wanted to bring out and talk about on this list, and well, I mean, obviously Indiana Jones, excited for that. Hunt Showdown, I would be excited for that, except for I don't think it has crossplay. If it has crossplay, I'm in. Because God knows I hate using keyboard and mouse. And Gary DeFelice, who I was gaming with this past week, foreshadowing, he was asking me if I had Hunt on my PC, and then he said there was another game in Game Preview. He's like, "Do you still have a gaming PC?" And I'm like, "Well, it's gaming PC in quotes, like from 10 years back. So probably not going to be able to run something like new and shiny and all that. But the Hunt Showdown." It's a beloved game by our community. A lot of people like playing it.
I think Mark even played it for a while. So yeah.
I tried a couple times, just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I was all excited for it until I found out what it was actually like, and I'm like, you know, if it was single player and I could get in there and not have to worry about it, then maybe. But no.
So all right.
So sad.
And Forza Horizon leaving Game Pass. Let's talk about this real quick. Forza Horizon 4, my guess, the reason why it's leaving Game Pass, because it's cloud, console, PC, it's gone, and it's going to be licensing.
Probably,
all of the music they have probably licensed in there, in that particular one, I bet they have to, or they just didn't want to renew the licenses, so they have to delist it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That brings it. By the way, Rain God Zippo, thank you for that update on Storm Dara. I don't think it's
Dara.
Or Dara. That sounds very.
Well, it could.
Egyptian. Dara. Yeah. 80 plus mile an hour winds. Or sorry, 90 plus mile an hour winds. Coastal whales. Couple of deaths. Some people property damage, but nothing where he lived.
Well, that's good at least. Yeah.
Take that. I'm happy to hear that no damage. Well, at least for him.
Yeah, right.
Okay, news headlines, Kim.
Yeah.
There's really not much going on. Not much going on, but we'll do what we did last week.
Okay.
We'll kind of go through. If you're looking forward to Croc Return, this is a classic remaster. It's no longer coming this month. Croc, the Legend of Gobos. Argonaut Games. I was going to call them Arrogant Games, but Argonaut Games
Yeah,
basically
well.
said that they had to push this into next year. So it'll be now releasing sometime in Q1.
Ah,
I mean, were you looking forward to this, Kim?
no. I mean, I don't know that was even on my radar. So, you know.
All right. Apparently, Planet Robot is said to be next in line for a Switch port. You're excited
What's
for Planet Robot?
Planet Robot?
Yeah.
Never.
Oh, sorry,
Was that
Kirby.
some sort of-
Kirby Planet Robot. Maybe I
Oh,
should
all
read
right, I
the
was gonna
whole
say-
title. That would be
I didn't
really
know
helpful.
maybe that was an Astrobot ripoff, or
No,
I
it's a
wasn't
Kirby
sure.
game, which now, by virtue of it being a Kirby game, I wish I'd never brought it up at all because I'm not a fan of Kirby games. I mean, what is
Ah.
it's a pink blob.
Yeah, and he eats everything apparently.
We already, we already brought up Indiana Jones: The Great Circle. I'm very excited for this game. Its Metacritic score is very high-ish.
Yes.
On the higher side of 80, I believe, or like 85, 86, somewhere there. And it always cracks me up. And this is the problem with Metacritic, right? You get like a gazillion like 9s and 10s, whatever, but then you have like the four, it would be like 4 reviews that are like in the 50s. Pulls it all down, and they did it just to get the clicks.
Yep.
Let's see what else. Really is not a whole. This is a feel good thing, and it's hard to say this about EA because I mean we don't usually say good things about EA, but EA has made 23 more of its accessibility patents free for any studio to use. So it now offers 38 patents in total for all developers to use at no cost.
Yeah,
that's kind of nice.
Good.
I like that, especially for accessibility stuff. I think that's a positive thing.
Oh, indeed.
I think there was one more story I was going to talk about within here. This is, of course, not a positive story. You remember the game Predator Hunting Grounds?
Yes.
IllFonic is the studio. Apparently, they are having layoffs.
Ooh.
So they've confirmed layoffs to realign.
Bad time of year for that.
They're realigning to a refined strategy, in quotes.
Ah.
So today we have to accept the harsh reality that the state of the industry has impacted us here at IllFonic. It is with heaviest hearts that cuts to our team had to be made today as we realigned to a refined strategy. So I don't know if we know how many people were laid off. But either way, sad to see.
Especially around the holidays. I mean,
Yeah, that's the hard part. I'm not gonna lie, I did have to let somebody go December 1st for my work. Now he was a contract employee, so he was month to month, and I think he kind of knew it was coming.
Right.
I think probably the funniest thing was, I should say funniest. It was we kind of prepaid him a lot of stuff ahead of time that we weren't asking for back. So I mean, he was coming out on the positive end of things.
Right.
But he then asked, after me basically saying, hey, we're not renewing your contract for the month because you literally have not performed at all to kind of where we need it to be for the past 3 months. He's like, well, could we just extend it through December? I'm like,
oh boy.
God, that ain't
Sorry.
happening.
Right.
Anyway, so those are the headlines. Like I said, not a lot happening, Kim. Not a lot going on.
Right. It's like I said, it's December. We're coming on Christmas. There's probably not going to be a whole hell of a lot anyway.
You know what there is a whole hell of a lot of?
Balls?
There were a lot of balls. There were a lot of balls in that bucket. Let me tell you. Yeah, that crock pot was full of balls and some pineapple. But no, games coming out this coming week, Kim. I cannot believe how many games are coming out. It's
I know. It's weird. Alrighty, your new releases for December 8th through the 15th are, as spoken before, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Xbox Series X and S and PC on December 9th. And I know there's a lot of people looking forward to that. As a matter of fact, one friend of mine I know tried to play it the other day and got decidedly pissed off because he couldn't play it, only to realize that unless you pre-ordered it, you can't play it early.
Yeah, the funny thing was the pre-order, it was only 3 days early access.
Right. Right. That's why, I don't get all excited when they tell me that. You can play early and it's like 5 days or something. It's like, woohoo! Anyway, I digress. We have Genosec 2 for the PC, whatever that is, out December 9th. Only Lead Can Stop Them, which sounds like it should be a Western, out on the PC, December 9th. I will be finding out. Road Maintenance Simulator for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, December 9th. So if you've ever wanted to lay asphalt, there you go.
Yep.
My brothers actually did that for a job. Actually, my dad did too for a while, so I already know all about that. More balls. Ballionaire? That's what I'm going with. Ballionaire for the PC, December 10th. It's like Millionaire, only it's balls.
Did you just skip over Undead West?
Oh, I did. Yes, I did. Sorry, my bad. I got all excited about the balls, apparently. Undead West.
Many people
do. Also be, I know, right? Undead West for the PC, out December 9th. I'll also be checking into that one. Maybe it'll be Steam Deck verified. I do love my Steam Deck, I will say. Dungeons 4.
It is pronounced Steam Dick, by the way.
It is. Actually, no joke, my little SD card, that's what I call it, Steam Deck. Anyway, Dungeons 4. Not another multiverse. Okay. There's some anyway. Yeah. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on December 10th. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered for the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, and PC December 10th. Did you ever play any of the Legacy of Kain games?
I was actually going to ask the same of you, Kim. I did not.
I haven't either, but I have them in my Steam library, but I have yet to play them. So
yeah,
I
totally not on my radar.
Yeah, maybe I'll check out the remasters though.
All right.
We'll see. Next on the list, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind. Oh god, that's a blast from the past. PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, out on December 10th. We kind of watched the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers way back in the day when it first came out. It didn't last long, but we tried. Monument Valley 3 for the Netflix. For Netflix? Oh, well, yes, Netflix games. That's right. For
the record, Netflix gaming is the most bizarre thing in the world because you see the adverts like on your TV and you're like, can't do anything with this. But they do actually have a couple halfway decent games that you can get to download.
Well,
just go to your PC.
It was Oxenfree 2 was out for Netflix games, and I have yet to play that one, although I do have it, and I like the first Oxenfree. So anyway, Monument Valley 3 for Netflix, December 10th. So let's see, is there any more? Oh, yep, a couple more here. We have Fairy Tail 2 for the PC, December 11th. Breath of Death 7, The Beginning Reanimated. What is with these names? Breath of Death 7, The Beginning Reanimated for the PC on December 12th. I swear to God. It's like really bad 80s movies or something, That's what it reminds me of. Clone Drone in the here we go. Clone Drone in the Hyperdome for your Quest and PC VR on December 12th. Completely Stretchy, like my pants on Christmas for the PC on December 12th. Gotta have room for that, extra turkey or what have you. Exercise Your Demons, not exorcise, exercise. Exercise Your Demons for the Quest on December 12th. If your demons are getting a little pudgy. Fairy Tail 2 for the PS5 and PS4 and Switch on December 3rd. I don't know why that couldn't have been up there with the other one, but whatever. The Cabin Factory for PC, December 13th. And I think that's it. Yep, that's your new releases for this week. Boy, there is a lot. There's a lot on there I probably won't play, but there's still a lot. So, yeah.
All right. Let's.
Speaking of played games, you got to play COD with Gary this week?
I did. And that actually was going to bring that up. Yeah, I played Call of Duty with Gary because nobody showed up for Halo Wednesday. But then I was like, well, let me try and play the single player. But I went to go play the single player, and then I saw Gary was online. So I joined his party, and he was ignoring me. He wasn't talking, wasn't even playing game. I'm like, what the hell, Gary? So then I'm texting him. Well, fine, you bastard. I'm leaving the party because you're ignoring me. I sent that text message to him. And then within 5 minutes, he's like, wait, what? You were in my party? I'll come back on. So he came back on, and we played for probably a good half hour.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed it.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
It was a good time. Okay, real fast. I want to get back to the list of games here. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. One, I've never played any of the games. I have no desire to play any of the games.
No, me neither.
The TV show,
Right.
for like a hot minute
Mhm.
in my world
Right.
was the bomb. Now, it stayed the bomb in like culture and kid culture, I should say, probably
Yes.
even to this day. I mean,
Mhm.
it always cracks me up when I see Mighty Morphin, Power Ranger, Halloween outfits now. And I'm
Right.
like, is this still a thing? Apparently it is.
Well, yeah, they have so many offshoots of it now. It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
I fell off Mighty Morphin though pretty quick.
Yeah, me too.
I have to
Because it
admit.
just it couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
The dudes running around in the spandex suits with the obvious bulges and whatnot. It was just like, oh my god.
Once I realized it was fake.
Right. And I didn't know this, but the big head thing in their little whatever, that was actually Bryan Cranston. I did not know this, but he was the voice of that
Interesting.
floating head thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
did not know that either.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of, kind
All
of
right.
made me chuckle because I like Bryan Cranston. So,
You have far more knowledge of Power Rangers than I do because I did not remember the head thing at all until you.
yeah, I
just
can't
said,
remember what his name was, but yeah, Voltar or something. I don't know, but yeah, the big floating head guy in their headquarters. Yeah, he was voiced by Bryan Cranston, and some of the monsters was also voiced by Bryan Cranston. So, yeah.
I mean, are you proud of that on your resume, or are you kind of like this was a dark time?
Well, I'm sure probably that's what he's thinking, but he
That
was
was
the whole
actually-
reason
well,
I
I
watched
mean,
Malcolm in the Middle.
It was his
So,
breakthrough, right?
right?
Because I think Malcolm in the Middle came after that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Here's the deal. Wednesdays
Okay.
doesn't have to be Halo, although
Okay.
I have an affinity for Halo.
We know.
But
You gotta see where
certainly
he's got
had
the
a
Halo
good
tattoo.
time playing Call of Duty.
Good.
Open to Call of Duty on Wednesdays. I would even play PUBG on Wednesdays.
All right,
But,
you
you
lost
know.
me there, but
Well, yeah, I'm
I
just
think
saying.
I'll-
What I'm saying is, the slate is open.
Right,
It's not.
right.
It's not. It doesn't have to be definitively just Halo, although it should be because that's the better game out of all these. But whatever. But yeah, so Wednesday, 8 p.m. in the UK, 12 p.m. on the West
Okay.
Coast, and if you live anywhere else, just figure it out.
Right.
Now, Femme Fatale Fridays, Kim, we got to
We
get
gotta
you
do
back
something
on track.
there. I know.
I feel like zombies is in your future.
Right. The time thing is just different because I can't do it in the afternoons because no one shows up and they're all busy. So I guess maybe
Right.
do it Friday nights. I guess
Yeah.
and see who shows up.
We could rename this Femme Fatale Friday Night Lights.
Right. I'm even open for like the UK guys if they want to play something on Saturday afternoons because usually I've got those open too. So, we could play zombies on Saturday afternoon or something. So
There you go.
because I missed when you and Snoogans played zombies and I was kind of
Lord in the chat. Perfect timing, Lord. We're just wrapping the show up. As always.
Oh, Lord.
We love Lord.
We do.
He would have
yeah.
guessed well on the Metacritic. I
Oh,
have
sure.
faith in him.
Yeah. So we'll get Femme Fatale Fridays back on track somehow. It may be Friday nights more than likely, but
Friday
like
Night
I said, I'm
Lights.
open.
We could rename it even if you want, Kim. Friday Night
Hey,
Lights.
there we go. And like I said, I'm even open for like Saturday afternoons if that's a little easier for you guys to get along. So just let me know.
Kim is open all week long.
All week long.
I'm not going to make any more puns. Okay, that's a lie. You know,
well,
it's a lie.
I mean, we have been making, we have been making fun of your balls all show. So I mean,
This is true.
I had that coming, I guess.
Lord, you have missed out on the recipe to my balls. I'm just going to throw that out there.
You can catch it on a replay.
Yes. You groove to it while you're on the treadmill and try not to smile when you're thinking about my balls. All right.
Well, at least we're not talking about your 5 inches, like what was in the WhatsApp chat. So
It was 75 inches for the record. 75 inches. Size does matter in certain things. All right. You can email the show, but I don't know why you would. You could just join us live. We're doing this
we
every
never check
Sunday.
the damn email. I don't think.
Yeah, I know. Well, I do check it every now and then.
Oh, all right.
We do have a Twitter account. Again,
Yes, we do.
checking it ish. We have a Facebook account that's far more regulated because Kim is a
Yeah.
Facebook Nazi.
Sure.
By the way, is anybody on Blue Sky? Kim, you just
I don't
totally
know.
went robot on me.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm freezing.
Yeah.
Not literally, but Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky.
Why?
So.
Is it
I
really
don't
friendly?
know.
Do you like it?
There is a little. I mean, I like Twitter. Don't be wrong. I'm not as anti-Twitter as Mark, but does seem like there's a lot less bullshit on Blue Sky. But I think that's because there's not as many people on there either.
Yeah.
So
early days, the
Yeah.
word will turn at some point.
I imagine at some point the same toxicity that's on Twitter at times will eventually make its way over there, and
Here's my
it'll be the
prediction.
same old thing.
Here's my prediction, Kim.
Mhm.
You're going to get about a year and a half. A year and a half of rainbows and roses. Everything's great.
Right. Yep.
And right as the midterm elections come around,
Yeah.
it's going to go to hell in a handbasket. Everybody will be Nazis and racists, as well as insane leftists.
Right.
It's all coming.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it's good. But it is still at the same time. It is still Twitter. It's just right now better Twitter because the same bullshit's not over there yet. But I think that's just because, like I said, there's not as many people over there. So, and I still follow the same damn people that I follow on Twitter. So really, it's not much different for me. So.
I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but I do appreciate the random porn account trying to follow me.
Oh, I know, me too. It's some chick and she's got things hanging out. And I'm like, well, I'm flattered, but you do nothing for me, I guess.
I'm curious about the things hanging out.
Really? Huh.
Well, just because I figured you would just say her boobs hanging out, but no, things hanging out. I'm like,
well,
what
there
are you
other
watching,
things,
Kim?
But there are other things, and then there's the occasional male porn channel that pops up, and it's like, oh, thanks, but it's not really my thing. But all right.
Okay. Well,
So,
we've covered the
yeah.
finer points of social media. You're welcome to the chat.
Yeah, speaking of social media, I keep watching this commercial that comes on the channel real well, but it keeps saying, well, your kids are on social media and they're seeing drugs and alcohol and all these other bad things on social media. And like I sit there and think, as a 46-year-old woman, I'm like, what social media are they on? Because the only social media I get are recipes and cat pictures and video game stuff. I'm not getting the drugs, alcohol, porn, and all the other things. So apparently I'm on the wrong social media. I don't know.
Well,
It
or
makes
the
me
right
chuckle.
social media, Kim. Come on, let's be
Right.
responsible.
Well, yeah, right? But it just makes you laugh. They're like the racist and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, apparently I'm on the wrong one then because I don't see any of that. So,
Well, I think it's also based on what you follow, right? And what you search for.
Right.
And you
Right.
are a nice person.
I'm a
so
Pollyanna, so
You typically aren't, going to some of the seedier people and following
Right.
them or doing searches
Right.
for them. I, however, embrace the dark side. I
Of
get all
course.
of the crap, but I filter through it.
oh, there you go.
It's all
Well,
good.
I mean, I think that's the important thing, and that's what I tried to get it through to Mark before he went on his kick of getting rid of everything. I'm like, if you just block certain things, you wouldn't see half of that shit. But yeah, whatever makes you sane.
Yeah, that's true. There is a need for sanity these days, and so hopefully we
Yeah.
bring a little of that with our podcast, where we talk
hope
about
so.
balls.
Talk about balls and porn.
Yep.
You
Wasn't going to the porn yet, Kim. Not there yet. All right. If you've missed any of this podcast, we will have a audio version of it. You can go ahead and listen to that if you want. Of course, you can watch the replay. You will hear about the most fantastic recipe for balls you've ever heard of. I highly encourage you to go back and listen to the start of the show. Shout outs. Let's do it, Kim. Let's get this
Alrighty.
rolled up.
Alrighty, shout outs, Lord, Rain God Zippo, Boomer, Batch. Thanks, you guys, for stopping in the chat and keeping us entertained. Hopefully, we entertained you. Shout out to you, Tank Top, as always, because it's always fun to come on here and rant and rave about weird and strange things that we seem to find topics for. So, Christmas is coming. I hope everybody's handling all this well, because I know holidays are stressful and all that. So, hopefully, y'all have a good week. And I'm gonna throw you over to Tank Top.
All right. Well.
And go Chiefs.
Fuck off. Okay. So, I almost brought this up at the beginning of the show, but I didn't. And here we are, Kim. Once again, we are adversaries. We're going to get off this podcast. I'm going to hate you for about 3 hours. then I will love you again. But during those 3 hours, I will despise you because here's what's
Oh,
going to
all right.
happen. I know the Chiefs are going to win.
Oh,
It's just
I
that's
don't know.
the way it's going to be.
I keep wondering if the church. Although Humphreys is playing today, so hopefully Mahomes will have a little better protection than what he's
Hopefully
had.
he won't. Hopefully Humphreys breaks an ankle coming out of the tunnel. You know.
Oh,
But-
God, I hope not.
I know.
Dear
I wish
Lord.
ill. I wish ill. You know what I
You
don't
do.
wish ill
Okay.
is Batch and his fiance, not Francis.
Right.
His fiance. There's some old eyes, people. There's some old eyes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ancient.
Anyway, so we definitely wish the best for your fiance.
Yes.
Absolutely love the community. Thanks for being part of the chat. We'll be back
Yeah.
next weekend because it's not quite Christmas yet. So next weekend we'll be back.
Yeah, next weekend. Maybe the other weekend we won't be, but yeah,
Yeah.
next weekend.
Next weekend we'll be. I might be a little hungover.
That's
We're gonna
okay.
have sleepover weekend.
Oh boy.
That means extra drinking and staying up late night.
Woohoo!
Yep, party
Good
time.
luck.
Robin, I hope the house is doing well and that you are
Right.
safe and sound and you've not been swept away. Same for Mark, although I have a feeling the weather's not affecting Mark at all.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Mark, real fast, story time.
Okay.
Mark bought DLC. He's like, hey, we're the proud owners
Oh,
of
yeah.
DLC for The Division 2.
Oh God.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then I get another, well, you know what? Let's have some fun, Kim.
Okay.
So I'm going to break the bond of sacred trust between Mark and I right now.
By the way, Mark, I hope you're doing better. We love you, buddy. So. And I'll be back
Okay,
on the
so
show
here
soon.
we go. So we now own the Division 2 DLC Warlords of New York. Was mega
Mhm.
cheap on sale. LOL. And Mark is my brother from another. We are on a family kind of swap share plan. So what he gets, I get. What I get, he gets.
Mhm.
Next text message, which came roughly 4 minutes later. Oh shit! You know what? I'm playing it and I'm already 94% done. So must have bought it before. Why the fuck did it let me buy it again? At this point, I just start laughing.
Yeah, right?
So that $4 it charged me was for 1 year of for the 1 year pass, and it was £4, not $4, but £4. Because I owned the rest, it reduced the price right down. It was the Ultimate Edition bundle. So then I'm like, so did you end up getting your money's worth, or did you get fooked? I'm a little confused. Probably got mini shafted, but it's only £4. Usually, if you own something, it won't let you buy it twice. But there were a
Right.
few cosmetics in that the season pass I never had, so it's all good. So there you go, Mark
Well,
buying
at least
stuff.
it's only £4 and not,
Yeah.
40. So
Anyway, love you,
I
Mark.
can't say anything. I bought multiple games before that I already had copies of, so I'm in the same boat.
Well, yeah, and you've bought games you've never even opened. Do you have any that you haven't opened? By the way, I'm just curious.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Probably. And especially, with everything going digital now. So I probably own the digital version. So I probably have a couple.
You have a problem.
I know.
Yeah.
Not just with that, though, but that's one of many.
I didn't want to go there, Kim. Not going there. I'm being nice.
At least
All right.
for now. When's the game start again? Because that's when you'll start hating me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, as soon as we get off here, Kim, I literally am going to hate you.
That's all right.
Again, for just about 3 hours-ish. We'll come
Okay.
back around.
I'll just keep sending you like GIFs or something throughout. Yeah.
I'm blocking you. All right. That's it. We're done.
Alrighty. Yep.
No, you don't get any more say-so, Kim. I'm going to have to mute you in a second.
Okay.
Everybody, thanks for being part of this lovely Sunday edition of the Overseas Connection podcast. We'll be back next week. Go Chargers. Screw the Chiefs. That's all.
Yep. Go Chiefs.
Thank
No.
you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
See you same time next week.